Yeah, this is a hearty good morning from the beautiful fog infested valley. Listen, all kidding aside, it's a beautiful place to live. Listen, I just want to give a little preview. Nobody seemed to have noticed that I haven't gone over top work at all. Okay? There's a reason for that. The reason is the things I deal with are like a cradle. Okay, we're on top, and we need to let them go. See, we're not going to worry about one point. So, some bottom work works better by surprise. And the couple of things that we're going to go over, I'm going to do a preview right now, and then when I get in my living room later on, I'll try to do a better job of, at least I could show some things there. Okay? So, bottom line is I'm not real worried about one point. Unless it's a game-changing situation. Okay? Then I won't, if it's, short time and I have to write them out, sure. Okay? But for the most part, we're not going to worry about a whole bunch of top work. Okay? We're not going to worry about that. We'll go over a little bit, and knowing the fact that I'm not going to be too worried usually about one point. If they get away, they get away. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is stuff that I've developed over the last 30 years. Okay? And this is a spiral breakdown to a suckback. Okay? In fact, that's my number one option on top. I try to trick them, because sucking people back is it's a nice reaction. Okay, but it works better by surprise. So remember that. See, that's important. We have to get the fall. If we trick somebody and catch them off guard and get them on their back, we got to pin them, because we're probably not going to get it again. So you scare them like that, so we have to try to get that fall. Okay, so that is a surprise kind of a thingy. Okay, spiral breakdown. Obviously, I don't use the term ride. That term ride is, that's one of the things that I think at the collegiate level they need to look at. Okay. And again, we always choose, keep our weight back. Okay. All right. We hit that spiral like we're supposed to, and I won't show it out here, but it's spiral breakdown, and we're tracking, listen, this is the real key. We're tracking that top arm the whole time. Okay? I'll call the spiral hand the one on a spiral, or the one on a hook. Okay? And then we influence him to his hip or to his side or to his butt or whatever it is. But we influence him there. Say, that's to say, we give him no other way to go. And we make it easy for him to go the direction we want him to go. Okay? Spiral breakdown to a suckback. Okay? And we're trying to stay as athletic as we can, which means that if we can be on both feet and get the suck business down right, we're in good shape. Okay? We influence him to his side or to his rear end. And again, we're tracking that top arm the whole time. The whole time. From the time the referee sets us until the outcome of whatever it is. Whatever happens once we try and catch him off guard with a quick snap. Quick snap to back. Okay? We're tracking that top arm the whole time. And that's our number one option, is to go ahead and try to get that top arm. Okay? Whenever I go to my hip or roll to my hip, there'll always be a down arm. Okay, we influence him. We influence him to his rear end or his side or whatever it is, and then we're tracking him the whole time. And as soon as he's on his way to his rear end, that pry hand that was in the crotch for the spiral turns into the hook hand for the top arm, and I like to hook underneath and up. Okay? Attack that arm near the elbow, just slightly above the elbow. I think is a good time for that. Like right above the elbow. The best underhook, the tightest, toughest underhook that we have. And we're probably going to have to go over underhooks too, because they're so important. All right, hopefully he falls to a hip, that his top arm flies up, and because I'm stalking it the whole time, in the blink of an eye, you have to be ready to do it. And you have to be ready for the only thing that he can really do, is go to his side or go to his rear end or go to his hips or something. And we have to be ready. That's why we're stalking that top arm the whole time. Okay? We're stalking it. We know what we want to do. We don't want to do anything else other than stop his initial burst and attack that top arm. Remember, I want you in the most athletic position you can be in there. Okay? My dad used to yell at those kids when they were trying to suck back from their, one knee or both knees. But I think theoretically, the other part is attacking the top arm. Oops, she's going potty. All right, so we're tracking that top arm. We're stalking that top arm the whole time. And the only thing I'm worried about is catching that suck back and getting the fall or as many points as I can off of that. Okay, all right. Let's back up just a hair now. Okay, we call it a spiral breakdown. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's say I start on the bottom man's left side. My left arm becomes part of the spiral behind the arm. Okay, and I don't like the spiral just to drive him around on the mat. We've had good kids that have done that in the past, but I'd like to see us spend less time there. Try to get what we can and let him go or whatever. He gets away, he gets one. Now I go after the almighty takedown, so. Okay. He flops to his hip. I'm tracking the top arm. I hook. The right hand is the pry arm. It's basically the pry arm. Okay? So there's the spiral hand, which is behind his armpit, forcing that arm a little forward. Okay? See, it is more of a breakdown to me. Okay? That's my breakdown, is the spiral breakdown. Okay, left hand behind the arm. The right arm is a pry arm. See, while I influence him to his rear end, I kind of pry him there also. Outward pressure with my hand, and you'll feel that your hips will be like a fulcrum. You straighten that arm, make a fist, do whatever you want, but straighten that arm out, and that'll help him also to his hips or to his side, ready to get sucked back. Okay? So that my right arm would be my pry arm. I pry those hips to the mat. Along with influencing him to his side, I kind of leverage him to his side also. See, with the pry hand. Okay? Now there's a couple different things. All right, then it's just head and arm 45, Pops used to call it. And get ready to wrestle. Okay, not only with the arm stuff, we have to be able to get out of the way. That's what used to bother Pops, when young kids would pull them into their lap. You know, and we can't have that. Okay? That's why we have to be as athletic as we could be. Now, if you can get it done from both knees, I say more power to you. Okay? Pops wanted everybody on their feet. He wouldn't barely go for even one knee up, one knee down. But the trick is you got to be athletic enough to get your whole body out of the way. Because again, you don't want to pull them into your lap. Baby, where are you going? Looks like, oh, she changed her mind. The spiral breakdown. And it's in the same category as the cradle. If you know, a lot of people like to let them go and let them go with a cradle, see? Again, seeing if you could catch them. But in my mind, it just takes too much energy to hold people down. And we get no points for it, we get nothing for it. You know, the thing that bothers me sometimes is when, I don't know if we've chatted about it, but kid goes out there and takes the guy down slicking a whistle. I think we have talked about this. You're keeping the kid in the match by riding him. See? You're keeping him in the match by riding him. The last thing he wants to do is get up and get away. He doesn't want to go on his feet again. Okay? Okay, we wrestle. We've taken him down easily. We wrestled 2 minutes, and the score is 2-0. Our arms are getting fatigued. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, but we rode him for whatever. That doesn't make any sense. For Christ's sake, why not just let him go? Okay. All right, let's go back. Spiral breakdown. It's a dynamic reaction. It's not a static. It's changing all the time. Okay, I would have a shot at either a cradle or a spiral to a suckback. Think about that. That's why, if you want to go to your rear end and wrestle from the bottom like that, you better know what the heck you're doing. Because any halfway decent wrestler in the country will try to suck you, will try to snap you to your back. See? So if you're going to wrestle that way, you have to understand. You have to understand bottom work pretty well. So, spiral breakdown. Okay? I don't know whatever they're going to do with riding time at the collegiate level. I think they're real hesitant to go towards international rule, probably. But that riding time is the worst. I mean, seriously. Seriously. I hate it when you go to a match and you can hear a pin drop. The referee has to whisper. That's nuts. A little stream of consciousness there. Okay. We're going to talk about this spiral some more because it's very important. Just as a reaction. Anytime anybody's unable to defend their, their position, we need to see if we can snap them to their back. And you wrestlers, don't make me yell stuff out there, important wrestling stuff out there. Because if you do make me do that, then everybody hears it, see. And this suckback is kind of a secret weapon. Because you don't want to yell about it. You don't want to talk about it amongst other wrestlers. But that can get you a big, whatever they have, 3 or 4 points nowadays for back, if not the fall. Alright? For one thing, let's not worry so much about the 1-point escape. There are times to worry about it, yes, but normally, no. Especially early in the season. See, the deal with, I won't go with that now, but you're able to spend, in your practice time, you're able to spend more time in the neutral than on the bottom. Okay, I just want to say that. You'll be able to spend more time in the neutral, and you won't have to spend as much time on bottom work. Because coaches and wrestlers make it more difficult than it is. It's difficult on its face. And hey, no. Oh. We're in bear country again. Okay, so this section here has been the suckback. Spiral to a suckback. And I don't have any use for the term spiral ride. That's so out of date, really. I wish the NC2A would look into that. Anyway, spiral breakdown. Remember, be as athletic as you have to be. Because the good ones are probably going to try to hit a hip heist there, and you have to be ready to interrupt that hip heist. I had a kid that I'm working with a couple weeks ago. Got sucked back a couple times, was lucky he wasn't pinned. He came back and won the match, but we were lucky as heck. My friend did a pretty good job. So we learned a lesson there. You know, if you do that, I'm having a tug of war with Bella right now. Baby, those are stickers, you know that. Listen, you guys, enjoy the chat. Like I said, I'm gonna hit this again. Because it's one thing I have is time. So we're gonna go over it again. I gave you some of the big principles on the spiral breakdown. Okay? And there's quite a bit to do off of that. Anytime they go to their rear end or to their hip, or we need to see if we can take advantage of it, whatever it is, spin and score. All right, I'm going to let you guys go for now. I'm going to finish up the walk here with you-know-who, Bella, the storyteller. All right, you guys, thanks for swinging by, and I'll get this to my production guy. All right, bye for now.